next event. You know, their manager, Martin.
Welcome to the 2022 CSI Predator U.S. Pro Billiard Series. This is the Arcadia Arizona Open, being held at the beautiful Casino del Sol in Tucson, Arizona. This is the first of 6 events scheduled for 2022. We have a full field of 64 players vying for the $75,000 prize fund. CSI Predator Pro Billiard Series has a total prize fund of $775,000 for this season. These events are held alongside the CSI State Championships in Arizona, Wisconsin, Las Vegas, Michigan, Ohio, and Puerto Rico, with hundreds of BCA and USA Pool League members in attendance. The game is 10-ball, and we have a great match for you today. Introducing from Spain, Salamanca, Spain, David Alcaide, and Jeremy SEAMAN from Battle Creek, Michigan. In the booth is George Tejea and Mark White from across the pond.
Hi, George. Yeah, it's lovely to be back again. And to say that this match might be tight is, well, the lag was a dead heat. And John Lehman, said, lag again, guys.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
You don't want to bother measuring it, huh? David is the 802 Fargo. Jeremy is the 765. They are very close in age. They're 2 years apart. So, well matched. David, of course, a world-renowned player, multiple European champion, Mosconi Cup. Jeremy works for a living and plays pool.
A Boilermaker from Battle Creek. Wow, look at that for a break. Look at that one ball hanging in the thing. Is he going to drop? No, he gave them one hell of a smack.
One heck of a smack.
Yeah. Wow, and it's dry. Look at the 4 and the 1 ball. I don't think he can believe it. He stopped that cue ball, George, on a dime.
That's a nice place to stop it because that's right in the middle, and you know, with balls crossing, you won't get kicked around as much. Most of them, the really good breaks, will kind of just give it a little hop and try to stop it there. Just back a little bit past the pocket.
Pop the rock.
Pop the rock. There's a good one. They want to pop the rock off the snap. This 2-ball is no good for him, so I'm not sure if he'll go rail first or just go ahead and come out.
Yeah, a little bit deep. Very deep shelves, aren't they, George?
Yeah, he's going to come towards the 9-ball, I thought so. And now he's going to be looking to play safe. I kind of like just hitting this 2-ball and trying to put the cue ball behind the 6-7 and letting the 2-ball go one rail behind those balls.
Let's see if he thinks the same.
See what he thinks. He might decide to try to run the ball. That's a really tough shot, but him being a one-pocket player might work for him.
Yeah, he loves his one pocket, doesn't he?
He went across. He went around and used the same balls he got behind him, but just a little different way. A little safer way of doing things than what I had in mind.
Yeah, he's going to kick this 2 rails. They always call the side here just in case they catch it in the sweet spot and it flies into the side pocket.
Yeah, he does want to go around it and try to hold the ball down on the bottom.
He's called it a bit thin. He won't like that.
No,
10 going close. Look at the 8, 9 and 10, look. They're having some kind of a threesome over there, George, just past the side pocket.
Let's keep it G-rated. But good start for Jeremy here. Now he's got an open table with the 8-9 tied up and the 6-7 tied up, so he's got some work to do. He's got to get on this 3-ball first and foremost. 4-ball's a hanger, but where does he go from there? Now, when he shoots the 4, if he tries to open up the 6-7, he might not lay well for the 5. So he may try to gain an angle on the 5 to open up the 7 and get a shot on the 6 from the 4. First and foremost, he wants to get off the rail here. He didn't.
Yeah, can't really do too much now, can he? That 4-ball's really hanging in that corner pocket. Needs to get that cue ball out of there and can't really get to the bottom of the cue ball, George.
He can go rail first. That way it won't kill on him. He's gonna elevate him.
Digging down. Oh, he's played it well. Where's the cue ball going, though? Ooh,
Right behind
he's going
the
to hook
7.
himself. Well, he's having a look. Maybe he's got the edge here, George.
Well,
you're behind this one, mate.
I can't see it. I can't tell. By the way he's lining up, it looks like he's going to be cutting it in. But what to do with the 6 ball? Overcut it.
Yeah, maybe couldn't quite get
yeah,
through.
he probably hit as much of it as he could see.
Yeah. Maybe was hoping to get back
And
behind
again,
the 7.
here he's got a shot, but what do you do with the 6? And he doesn't want to play with it. He says, you go ahead and try something crazy. Now he's got a little kick and stick here. He's not, that 5 ball's not off the rail enough to stick, so.
I always think David Alcaide is one of the most smartest looking pros at the table. He always perfectly turned out. One
of the things I've noticed in this field here today is a lot of the pros, they're younger, they're leaner, they're, you know, they have that look you just described. They look fit. They're taking the fitness aspect of this game, and it helps your stance. It helps your, in my opinion, it helps your stance. You know, you get a good core, and you can be more stable at the table. He's found a nice place for the 6 ball. Didn't have to break it. He found a place in the upper left-hand corner, and he'll probably just follow the cue ball or get on the 7, whichever way he wants. There's several ways to do it, and then have to go. Oh, no, he played safe.
He's got him on 1 foul already. Don't forget.
And actually, I never even thought of that. But look how smart that shot was. You made a statement a little bit ago about his, you know, smart player, and but he tried to open those balls up with a 6 and stick them with the cue ball. So that's an experienced, seasoned player that'll do things like that.
Known as El Matador, I like to call him Dependable David. Always,
Dependable
you can
David?
depend. If I wanted anyone to shoot a shot for me, he would be right up there. Yeah.
He's got a 30-second shot clock. This is 2 races. Whoop, he's
and that's 2 fouls, and he will be. Will he go for the 3rd foul here? Do you think?
You know, he might, because it wouldn't hurt, and he's got that 8, 10, 9.
Getting behind that 10, maybe.
If he can stick him good behind the 9, or if he can put him up against the rail on that 8. Actually, I like this. He can take the ball right to where he's at now and try to get the cue ball behind the rail and take that 6 ball to the bottom. He can just follow it to position.
Yeah, I like going in between the 9 and the 10 here. Or you can use the 8.
And use the 7 too. They both come into play if he wants.
Extension called.
He can win the game on this shot. If he he's got to lock him up tight though. These guys kick so good, they jump so good. There won't be any jump in here if he gets where he wants to go. He's trying to get in behind the 8 in the rail.
He doesn't want to take too much more time though.
Oh, you got behind the 10.
Yeah, that's the way I would have played it, George. My first thought that was the 10.
I would have come behind the 8.
Now he must hit this. If he doesn't, it's rack over.
If he hits the underside of the 6 coming off the bottom rail, he probably scratches. He wants to go 2 rails. He wants to come down to the bottom, so wow. This is a tough one for Jeremy, and his first game depends on it.
Yeah, he will have been warned by referee John Lehman that he's on 2 fouls. Must hit this. He's hit it. He's hit it well, and he's got it safe as well. Great shot, Jeremy SEAMAN.
Oh wow! What a turn of events there. Now that's the penalty that David played that pays for not getting him in tight.
Yeah.
That's why I like the. That's why I like the.
How well
nice
has he hit
Look
that
at this
as well?
cue ball. Look at his still spin there.
How many arrows are on that ball, George?
6, you told me.
I think it's 6.
I think he's got a shot here. He can actually cut this ball.
Yeah, and look where the cue ball's going, though.
This is a tough shot, and if he misses the 6 ball and cuts it, he probably opens up the 9-10.
Yeah.
El Matador, David ALCAIDE is how you would pronounce his name in Spain. Here it's David ALCAIDE. Not much difference.
It's Dave.
I don't think he goes by Dave. I think he's always gone by David. Yeah. Overcut the ball, missed the rack.
Oh,
so
cue ball's
I
going close.
No,
Cue ball's close.
Okay, there. I believe the 6 goes to the pocket. Playing shape on the 7 ball here. I think he's going for the 6 ball.
No, he's going for the hook.
No, he's going for the hook.
That's intelligent shot again. Once again, very good thinker. Smart thinker.
Well, before anything can take place after the 7, you know, that 8-9 has to be dealt with. Soft. He's going to hit the 10
he's going to hit the 10 ball, is he? He
Yep.
is.
Foul number 1.
And now look at this for another chance at 3 fouls. It's not often you see that in a 1 rack, George, is it?
He's going to try to put that cue ball on top of the 9.
Cue ball, yeah, 6 ball right behind the 10.
He's going to go 2 rails, try to put it on top of the 9.
He could put him in an impossible position here. If he gets right behind this 9 ball, it's not going to travel. Has he got cover? Has he left an edge?
I don't think so.
Is that 6 ball frozen? That's very, very important now.
I can't tell. That's why John's there to make the call.
Yeah.
Can he even hit the 6 straight on?
Yes, he can. He can hit it.
No. Did he hit it?
Yes, he hit it.
And it was froze. It acted like it was froze.
And it's a foul because it was frozen and another ball didn't hit the rail.
Yeah.
So 2 fouls once again, George.
And it's easy. He's got to get him against this ball again. If he can bury this 9 ball, come all the way right where the 9 ball is, it makes this almost an impossible hit.
Yeah.
And he's
needs this to run. Needs it to run.
Done that.
Is it going to run? Well, it could have been a little bit more difficult, but he's going to have to go 2 rails at this, I think.
3 foul rule in effect, folks, in this race to 4. We're playing 10 ball, 2 races to 4. If each player wins a set, they go to a shootout.
I said right at the start, George, from the lag, when they lagged, absolutely
close,
dead heat on the lag, and there's no one's giving anything here, are they?
No. He's going to have to go 2 rails at this with a lot of spin.
He's a long way away. So, first rack then to David ALCAIDE.
That is the first. We'll be back after the break. And we are back for the second game of this first set. We saw an interesting turn of events there with 2 attempts at a 3 foul, and he closed out the game on the 2nd attempt.
And look at this, breaking from
David
the
Arcadia
side.
breaking from the side there. It's winner breaks. 3 foul rule is in effect, as we just witnessed. That is the first 3 foul win I've seen on the live stream in my commentary with this event.
Really?
Yes.
I can't remember seeing
very
one.
well done.
I'll tell you what, is he going to play behind the 6 here? Or is he going for this?
If he doesn't get behind the 6 with the cue ball, he's got a wall of balls for this one ball to get behind. So it's a two-way shot there.
He's cutting it in.
He's going for it, I think. Yeah.
Wow. Wasn't as thin as I thought. Oh, wants it to hold up, and it has just. But how do you get to the 3? Just draw it a little bit, George. Leave yourself a longer 3.
He's looking to get right where he's at.
Yeah.
I don't think he can get there. He can't stay there.
No, it's a little bit too much angle, is he?
He's just going to come over to the left with the cue ball.
He's playing a snooker. He's really keeping it tight.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a poor shot.
That didn't get it. That's too much of a touch. Opening for Jeremy. Lost the first game on a 3 foul.
Yeah, and that
At this level, you just don't see that very often.
No, and it was a particularly long rack as well because of that, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it took a long time for that rack. Well, Jeremy's played in 2 events, Michigan and Ohio. He was 5th through 9th. He was 5th place in Ohio. He scored a nice $2,000 for that win, for that finish. Excuse me, that win. He's from Battle Creek, as you mentioned. He's ranked 35th out of all the players.
Yeah, very down-to-earth guy. Very nice chap. Always around chatting.
Oh, he's a nice guy. There was 172 players that took part of last season. And considering that Vegas was sold out at 128, most of those guys played more than one event. And just look at an open rack here. You go 2 rails and play the 7th to the left-hand corner pocket more than likely, or he could come all the way down and play it in the side, but I prefer shooting into corner pockets, not sides. I like the 2-rail cue ball to the 7. No, he's going to go to the side pocket with it.
Yeah, the guy I was talking about earlier that had a Scotch doubles last night with Fedor Gorst.
Rich Moon was
he's
the
playing
player.
now, Rich
Yes,
Moon,
he
and he's playing against Dennis Grabe. Yeah.
Dennis Grabe. He's going to be coming around here. Straight up and down. Okay.
Checked it off the route.
And he needs these 2 balls to tie the match at 1. And come off that 0 that he has, that goose egg.
A little bit closer to the rail than I would have liked, but this is Jeremy Seaman, of course.
It's not straight in, so he's okay with it.
In it goes. So the first, he levels it up, 1-1. Jeremy Seaman, just to bring you up to date with some results from around the arena. There are 6 tables in play at any one time. Chris Reinhold, as we saw on the stream table, went through on a shootout. Daniel Schneider went through against Hunter Lobardo, also on a shootout, George. Tyler Steyer, 2 straight sets, 4-4, 4-0, 4-0. And Blaine Barkas went through on a shootout also against Dimitris Lukatis. So you're up to date, and another round of matches going on now. Looking around the arena, we've got Konrad Jusicin is in action. I can see Dennis Grabe, as we said, against Rich Moon. Roberto Gomez is in a shootout as I speak. George.
It's been there for a while.
Yes, and it's
been going on for a bit.
Not sure the score there at the moment, but bring you up to date as soon as I know. Here's is actually 2-1 up in the shootout.
Two balls still
Roberto.
spinning. Now he's looking to see if the 2 ball goes past the 9. If that's the case, he'll probably bring the 3 ball, bring the cue ball towards the 3 to get on this deuce. Oh, he's going to come across and he's looking at the 210. He'd have to get on it pretty good, which brings the side pocket into play if he tries to do that. He's not happy. He's not sure. He's unsure still. He's looking around. Which do I do? Do I go for the quick win?
You need to make your mind up, don't you?
He came across. He's going to go doubles. Oh.
Do you play the carom?
No, I would play safe before I played the carom. If it goes by the 9, since he was going in that direction, I assume it goes by the 9. I just play the ball. I cut it in.
Yeah, the way he's looking at it, I think it does go.
And if he cuts it in, he'll come by and get shape on his 3 in the side.
And he's scratched in the
Well,
corner.
he hit it thick. He hit it real thick. That's a big mistake for Jeremy. And that's not one you usually see him make. No, he's pretty steady. He's a good steady player. I kind of liked it. I really liked this play when I was in Ohio and watched him up there. And his 5th, I think it was a 5th place finish. 5th through 9th.
Another result to bring you. Roberto Gomez did in fact win that shootout against Raymond Linares. Was a set down in that, George. Came
Yes,
back, forced a shootout. Won it on a shootout.
And David overdrew this ball. But he'll cut it in and get on that 6. It goes to, it has all 6 pockets, so. He's been playing pretty safe. Will he continue with the high percentage safeties, or will he cut this ball in and just go for the run out? Answers that question, but look at the cue ball.
How often do you see that happen? 2 top players playing, both
like
scratching.
That, yeah. It doesn't happen very often, but usually the ball gets missed. They don't usually scratch. The ball will get missed, avoiding the scratch. Big break for Jeremy.
Doesn't want to be too straight on this 7 ball. Now he's going to have to draw up on the short side, George, I think, is he? Or can he force on the rail and back out?
He can. I think he's going to come straight back and play the 8 to the right-hand side, I believe.
He's going to come short. Oh, no,
No,
he could get off the rail.
He was able to go to the rail. Wow. That was a good shot.
Very good shot.
A
lot of cue power.
He was too straight for that. I thought he was too straight.
Yeah.
And that's what I just saw there, as I understand it, is only able to do that because of the carbon fiber shaft. With the wood shaft, he would have drawn the ball straight up. I use the wood shaft, so that's why I look at it that way. But there's a few shots similar to that that are easier to execute with the carbon fiber shaft.
Just needs to slide this down the rail now, guaranteed to be on the 10.
Make this ball is all he's got to just roll it down the side there. Down the oops,
no,
missed it.
He's overdone it. Oh, wow. And that will give David some confidence now after that scratch.
Oh, David's got plenty of confidence. It'll just give him another game.
Here we go. It's going to be 2-1.
After this 10 ball.
And in it goes.
To a break. from the break with David ALCAIDE to break the balls, leading 2-1 over Jeremy SEAMAN, the Boilermaker from Battle Creek, Michigan. Mr. ALCAIDE El Matador from Salamanca, Spain.
And the 2 balls made it. Now then.
Got a ball down and a tough shot on the 1, but a shot nonetheless. Pretty easy safety if he cares to play it.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah,
Try and get him behind the 8 ball. Can he get him behind the 8?
He got there.
Having a little look. Yeah, I'm sat right behind this, and I think he might just have an edge here. Can just twist it round with a little bit of left-hand English. Yeah. But has to avoid the scratch in the side, of course. I was
going to say he might have an edge, but he's got something to fall into.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and bank this. Or is he? Oh, he's kicking, is he? He's kicking to. He's kicking 2 rails. This is a tough kick.
Yeah, especially with his time clock.
Wow.
Calls for an extension. We are on a 30-second time clock. With a 30-second extension that can be called by the player. After the break, they have 60 seconds.
Oh, that really was shallow. So this 4 then, George, obviously
looks like
passes.
It goes right by the 6 and the 10. He wouldn't have played shave for it otherwise, I don't think. Sometimes you get caught up in the run and you forget to check if a ball goes by. And now he's going to be able to get to that 6 ball pretty nicely. Actually, no,
just had a shake of the head there. He's got just the wrong side of it.
So he's going to have to give himself a steep cut on the 6.
Well, does he now play the 6-10? That's the question.
If he can be sure to get that cue ball lined up on it nice, I would think he would. Yeah, I think he's going to go for it. And see if he can get that cue ball just lower, where his hand, put it where his hand is.
It's a funny old game sometimes. It's completely changed his approach to this particular rack now. He's right behind this, so we're going to. Oh, he's not right behind. He's gone too far. This is now missable. He's got a dead cert hook here if he wants.
He's got a nice hook to get behind the 8 ball here too. I think he's going to go with the 8 ball. No, he's lining up on the shot. He's looking at both.
Yeah, he's called the
10.
Called the 10. This is not easy though. You're going to know if it's in before he will.
Doesn't want to hang it if he misses it.
He's missed it. He's missed it. He's missed it. He's missed it.
Look at his cue ball.
Yeah, that was an intelligent shot as well.
Yeah, he's an intelligent player.
Yeah, lots to think about here.
Realized he overran the combination. Didn't care to go for the safety. He went for a different way. I saw him point to something, but is he playing this ball or is he playing?
He's sending it to the side rail, I think. He called the side just in case, did he? Or he called the corner, maybe. I don't know. I didn't see him call anything. The short stick is coming out. He's jumping this.
It's a pretty, I don't want to say a routine jump, but it looks like he can see it. If he's jumping, he's only jumping over 1/8 of the ball.
Yeah, and these
over the edge.
These new Predator jump cues are just incredible, aren't they?
David is a Predator-sponsored player.
Has it gone far enough, George? I think this passes the 7 now, does it? The way there with ALCAIDE is looking up at the sky, it goes, this 6 ball.
And Jeremy needs it to go because he wants to tie things up at 2 and a race to 4. Well, things just opened up for him. Now it's just a matter of getting the cue ball up back where the 7 is now. I think he's got an angle, so he's going to have to come down to the rail and back up. Or is he going to come reverse?
Yeah, as you said, just run off this back rail, back out. That's just has to avoid the scratch here, George,
correct.
right?
Yeah, just avoid the side pocket. And he's good for the 9. He doesn't want to go past the head string with the cue ball. That way the cue ball will just hit the head rail and come right down for the 10. Nice little angle to get down for the 10 ball. Just be where his hand is or to the right, anywhere, and he should be able to bring the cue ball back around.
Oh, he's gone twice across.
He's gone way up on top.
He's
But he's got the nice angle. He's got a good angle.
Nice confident shot.
Will he come forward or just come right over? Yes, come forward all the way down.
No.
He wants to talk to this one.
He wants this to hold up.
Yeah,
he wants this to hold up.
It's going to hold. Oof. Just barely. You could age pretty fast with shots like that.
I think I aged a little bit there, and I'm not even playing.
Well, they've alternated games here. David started off with a win on that 3 foul, and then Jeremy won. They've exchanged games there. They're tied at 2. John Lehman, the head referee and tournament director, will rack the balls for the gentlemen. We have referees racking on all 6 tables that are being utilized for this tournament.
Just to bring people up to date quickly, George, around the arena while referee John Lehman racks them. Dennis Grabet is 3-2 ahead against Rich Moon. We've got Mika Immonen playing Predator Alwadi, who had a great tournament last week at the Turning Stone. They're 1-1 at the moment. And Joven Bustamante is, well, he's taken the first set.
4-0 over Ray Robles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And leading, no, Ray's leading 1-0 in the second set. Is that right?
That's correct. And as you're watching here, of course, 2-2. Here we go. Jeremy Seaman.
To break the balls here. Tied at 2. He does not have a shot on the 1, so we're going to see a push. And where do you push?
Well, look where the 10 is.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you push? What to do here? Do you give yourself the the push behind the 9 and give up the jump shot in the 110? Or do you just go ahead and jump it from right there and try to bank it in the corner?
If you're watching Jeremy Jones, what would you do here?
Yeah,
George and I haven't got a clue.
He's got a tough shot here. He's got to decide exactly what he wants to do.
Do you push the 2 and knock the 1 away from the 10?
David is rather handy with the. He's rather handy with the jump cue. You would push to an open shot here.
He's
well,
trying
let me see if I can
to
figure out why he did this. The ball is makeable. He's going to run into the 10. The cue ball will probably slide behind the 4-8. There's not much future in this shot. But he could play an easy safe by banking the ball to the upper right-hand side and drawing the cue ball over by the 8 and holding it tight. That's what I like doing there.
We've seen Jeremy does like to dig down, but he's not. He's playing this.
If he makes this ball, there's not much future in it.
Wow.
There just wasn't much future in making the ball.
If he'd have made the ball, and he wouldn't have got the cue ball through the gap. Now he might be in big trouble after this shot.
Mm-hmm. This is a pretty routine jump shot. His cue ball probably will not scratch because the 3 ball will stop it, so he can pretty much play this 1.
It's a free shot, yeah. If he misses the 1, he'd be unlucky not to send it back up the other end of the table. So getting plenty of chalk on that tip. Here we go.
It's going to be hard to get a offensive shot on the 2 ball though, because the 5 ball blocks it up on top. He could play the 5. Shot clock.
Wow, he's up against the shot clock there. And look at that, exactly as you said, George.
So that worked out. Nice jump shot to get back there. Now see, he could have done that on his first shot instead of trying to make it.
There's 2 rails again.
2 rail for shape here. He could just push this down. 1, 2.
Good connection, but he's left it. I think this cuts in the
that.
side.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, the way he hit that ball, that cue ball would have stuck behind the 2, and if that 1 ball would have gone by the 2, he'd be safe behind her right now. That was a nice, nice kick. And I've seen that's the 2nd or 3rd one he's done in just these, 4 games that I've seen, where he kicks the ball really well.
He's playing safe here.
Yeah, he got the safety.
We saw 3 fouls in the first rack.
I would venture a guess that it's extremely hard to 3-foul David ALCAIDE. The way he kicks, I know he's exposed to a lot of 3-cushion billiards over there.
Yeah.
How's
your 3-cushion?
Is that game you play without pockets?
Very tight pockets.
That's how it is. I try to find the pockets.
Wow, he's missed it.
Yeah. He was the angle to get there had to be spun more. And luckily for Jeremy, the 3 ball's in the way. I mean, luckily for David, the 3 ball's in the way. Now he's got to go for the 2 ball on the side or up to the upper right-hand corner. And then work on the 3. The 4 ball's got a pocket. He can work his way around here. It's going to take some work.
The position of the 3 is a nice, easy route to the 4, so that's not really any danger there. Both players certainly using all the seconds on the shot clock, George.
We're hearing a lot of beeps off that shot clock. Yeah. That's quite a few beeps.
Either that or there's a big truck trying to reverse in here somewhere.
All right. Pretty steep cut to try to hold this cue ball for the 4. Now will he use the inside English to come straight up? That's going to get him going pretty quick. I think he's going to put outside English on it, in other words, the left hand, and go 2 rails to about where the bridge is now, the head of the bridge.
Yeah, just get center table somewhere.
He's got to miss the 6, though.
I put those bridges together last night, George.
Did you?
I did very well. There was no instructions with them, but I managed to do it.
He's not going to like what he has.
Ooh.
He's not going to like what he has. Wow, he's not going to like it at all. David says, I made a good shot from the seat, from my chair. Even David's scratching his head. David ALCAIDE, he's been coming over here to the States for a long time. He used to come over for BCA events and play here, play at Las Vegas quite a bit, in Las Vegas for the...
Oh, that's a lovely hit.
Yes, it is.
Very well controlled.
He's going to stay behind the 10.
No. David just looking a little bit out of sorts at the moment. I know we're 2-2, but he just seems a little bit puffing his cheeks out and, yeah, just maybe not feeling it just yet.
Didn't notice, but looks like he can see this ball. He's jumping this ball. I'm surprised he doesn't kick it 2 rails and try to make it. He's going to try to hold it right behind the 10. He's going to try to stop that ball right there.
Oh, he's played that well. Look, he's got behind the 8.
He's got behind the 8.
Well played. And I think we're going to see the jump cue again this time from Jeremy SEAMAN.
You know, Mark, if David looks out of sorts and is playing out of sorts, I hate to see what he looks like and how he hits the ball when he's right on cue. That's a good shot.
Is he calling the 5? He's got to call the 5, I think, surely. There's that shot clock again, and he's just beaten it.
And that opens it up.
So, chance
Nothing's tied up.
Yeah, chance for ALCAIDE to go on the hill.
It was a chance for either one of them to get on the hill in this race to 4. Tight race to 4. You know, these races to 4, there's a lot of I don't want to use the word controversy, but there's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of discussion about, you know, it's just a race to 4. It's not really. It's about the equivalent to a race to 8, because it's 2 races to 4, then the shootout decides it. And we're finding that the higher rated players, the Fargo numbers speak for themselves, and they seem to hold water in this type of a format just as well as they do in a race to 8.
You see the eyes flickering up and down, look. Eyes on the 6 ball. Sees it go in perfect on the 7 now.
That's an awful small side pocket, but he's very close to it, and he'll just put that in there and then move towards the 8 and the 9 and try to get himself on the hill here.
Keep your eyes on the cue ball here. Watch those spinning black arrows. Low left, just spinning it out, but beautifully played.
And then just this little stop shot, and we're at hill. He's on the hill, winning every other game. And we'll go to a break after this 10 ball and be right back. We are back to the land of the conquistadores with the Spaniard to break the balls, leading 3-2.
What did you just say?
A conquistador are the people that settled Tucson.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, conquistadores. And the Spaniard makes 2 balls on the break, I believe.
Yeah, but
and
look
no
how it's
shot
come
on the
out.
1.
Shakes his head, raises the eyebrows.
Where to?
Sometimes it's a tough old game, this, George.
Well, you know, the break is where things usually can go wrong. You know, you break the balls good and you get it kissed in. You break the balls good and you still get stuck behind the ball. And that's why you have 60 seconds to make up your mind, either to plan your attack or plan your defense or your strategy. Jeremy will probably play this 1-6 combo and go for the run out. His opponent's on the hill. Not much more he could do here. I kind of like just go ahead and banking the 1 ball out, and with just above center English, send that cue ball right at that 6 and get behind the 4. He went for the shot instead, and he's going to probably give up.
Oh, he's had a bit of a result there, but could be in a lot of trouble here.
Dave's going to look for cover. This is the first set. Keep in mind, you win the first set, you're just hoping to get the second one to get it out of the way. The worst you can do is go to a shootout. You lose the first set, the best you can do is go to a shootout.
Oh, he's caught that well. Is he going to get cover behind the... No,
No
he's
cover.
not. It's, yeah, oh, he's left it.
This is what Jeremy needs to tie this match up, or this setup.
I just think there's something about David's...
He's asking him to clean the ball. No, he hasn't taken an extension. I don't believe the clock stops. They did stop the clock. They did not start the clock.
Who would ever have thought we'd be talking about stopping the clock during a cleaning of the cue ball situation with John Lehman reffing? I know it was actually Marcus, wasn't it? Yeah. It was Marcus Eckhart before.
Well, he's put a little bit of something on this cue ball, hasn't he?
What did he have on that?
Just a little bit of draw with a lot of good cloth.
Now then, George, can he slide this up the rail and just squeeze past the 6 to leave the 4?
Yes.
Or not? He can?
Yeah. He can either come into it with the cue ball, it'll go off the 6, and you still have a shot, or just go ahead and go up towards the 10 with the cue ball. Just like that.
Yeah, played it beautifully. Very nicely stroked in. So looking good here.
He wants to come to the side here, so he's going to come off this, and it should be going in the direction of the side pocket, so make sure you don't hit it hard enough, because you don't want that to come into play.
Played it well. Can just draw over, sort of. Maybe draw over to the rail and back out a little bit. Would you do that here?
Just make sure you get by the 10. Is all you have to do, because if you get straight or not, it doesn't really matter that much. Because the availability of the 7 is it's there.
Played it nicely.
You play the 7 to the same pocket. And probably, come around the bottom of the table for the 8 up on top.
Just saw a quick...
Oh, no, he's going to go across. I thought he got up higher than that.
I've just caught a quick glimpse of Tyrell Blowers in the background, having a little bit of a warm-up.
Yeah.
Promising youngster.
Yes, he is. He's a nice young man. I was talking to him yesterday, in fact. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. This could be big trouble.
Dear, he's got lucky there.
He's waved off David and said, sorry, fortunate to have a shot.
Do they mean sorry? Do they mean sorry when they do that?
It's just, hey, stuff happens. And this 10 ball to tie it up, 3-3, and a race to 4 for the first set of the match. David started breaking, so if he makes this, he will go on to break the balls on the next set.
And in it goes.
And we're tied at 3. They've alternated games. David winning the first one, and they've traded games back and forth.
Well, just Mr. Rich Moon walking around. I think he just got beaten by Dennis Grabet. And over in the background, I can see Mika Imminent. He had a very good run as well at the recent tournament.
Mika's been playing very well.
Yeah, a second wind.
He ended up 5th out of all the players last year.
So referee John Lehman, there you see him using the Predator rack. Always reminds me of like a Formula One sort of design, very sleek and lots of chrome going on the legs. And
well, I'll tell you one thing about these tables. These are brand new Predator tables in a one-piece slate. They have the Predator Arcadia cloth on them. They are playing with the Arcos balls. They're using the Predator rack, which is new. I think they introduced that last year sometime, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and they've been using it ever since. They rack the balls nice too. It's a different, little different concept. Not as much wood or plastic or whatever on the ball. And the racks are pretty tight. They work pretty well.
Both players breaking from the side, which is interesting.
And
they've had a lot of success with it. Well,
Speaking of success,
That's
someone closed the door on it.
so it's going to be a push out here.
He'll push to a better jump.
Push out.
You know, it's funny when that's one of the areas of pushing out. I don't want to say I don't understand. I just, since I don't play that much rotation, reasons for doing that. It's just he hasn't left a thing. So now, how can he play safe? See, he's going to go into those balls. No, he's not. Wow. See, I would have banked that ball to the upper right-hand corner and taken the cue ball rail towards those 3 balls.
He's left a shot at this, George.
Yes. A makeable shot, too.
Yeah.
And the 4 goes by the 10. So if he can make this, if he can maneuver this 1-2 and then get either the combo on the 5 with the 3, or I think the combo is better to shoot for than to try to get position for the 3. So it'd be the way to go. It opens it up. He's called for an extension. You can hear that clock going off.
Are you a fan of the shot clock, George?
I do like it because it keeps things on schedule.
Yeah.
And it does. It can be a good thing for some players because they don't think about it, but it forces them to pull the trigger sometimes. Sometimes some players get a little gun shy and their nerves are bothering them or something, and it can force them into a good focus and a rhythm.
That was almost a brilliant shot there from ALCAIDE. Almost got the hook, and he was trying to break out the 5 and the 3 as well, which Jeremy's done now.
And left the 1.
But he's left the 1 on, and he's done the favour, unfortunately, for his opponent. So now then.
But there's no pocket for the 2 at where he's at there. Unless he's going to have to develop a pocket. He's going to have to find a way to move the cue ball. I can't tell by the angle if he can get back. He
draw
can.
Across the face of it, he's okay. So now then, this is a big draw stroke. Can't go forward.
Yeah, he's challenging getting on this 3 ball.
He needs to really get into this cue ball, doesn't he?
Well, he's
get that carbon fibre all the way through the ball.
Watch this. Short of the side pocket, or is he going to draw above it? He drew above it.
Really
nice
got
shot.
into it. Very good shot.
Nice controlled draw stroke there. Very well controlled.
Straight up and down. You go up and down here, yeah.
It's a steep angle to hold this ball. He might go up and down. He's going to have to hit the bottom rail and come back up. I don't think he holds for it.
Doesn't want to hit anything, and he hasn't. Looks to see as if he's played it very well, and he has played it beautifully. Couldn't have put it better.
Very confident stroke. Once he gets on this 5 ball, it could be. Uh-oh, there's a 9 ball there, but he's okay. He's going to move right by it. He's got his choice of how to get to the 6, forward or back.
Another result we have here from an outside table. Conrad Musician has just gone through against Poleski.
John Poleski is a Tucson player, local guy.
4-0-4-2. Meanwhile, David ALCAIDE with this 6 down the rail. In it goes. So looks like the first set should go to the Spaniard.
Well, from here it's a big should. I wouldn't bet against him. Unless you really hate your money.
I'm not a betting man, so.
Oh, you don't gamble at all?
Never gamble. Only when I cross the street in London.
I bet that is quite the gamble.
Wow. Oh, he's a little bit short, but still fancy him to make this. But just puts that little extra niggle into you.
The only thing tough about this shot is the stretch. I think he's got this all under control. Let's hope for there's no commentator curse there. And we'll go to a break. Here we go with the beginning of the second set. Jeremy SEAMAN, 40-year-old player out of Battle Creek, Michigan, lost the first set 4-3. They alternated racks back and forth, and the Spaniard took the first set, and we're on to the second. There goes a 5 to the side pocket. It did not go. Wow, it looks like it's dry. Jump shot available. You know, some of these guys jump good enough that even at the opening shot, they'll shoot this one ball right in. I mean, after watching Federer Gorst, Jesus Atencio, watching those guys jump these balls, I don't know. I don't know why they would hesitate to shoot this shot.
One thing I've noticed about talking about the jump shot, a lot of players now using it to jump safe. Like, you know, Federer Gorst is doing that all the time now. I think he's the best with the jump stick.
After what I saw this past weekend, he was jumping with a full cue break,
exactly,
and doing it very, very accurately. And from what I've seen him with the jump cue and a couple other guys, there's some excellent, but I think Federer is as good as, if not better than, everybody around.
Oh, he's caught this one way too thin, and he's scratched.
During the break, you made a comment about Jeremy's play, and that's an example of what you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's just, he doesn't seem to put a full thought into some of his shots.
It was a little bit
I don't
want to say careless, but it was a little bit, you know, just take that extra couple of seconds to settle onto the shot more. Just seems to be rushing it a little bit.
And the point you made that he does work for a living and he probably spent all week working and not much playing is kind of the results that we're seeing.
Yeah, he did tell me he hasn't hit a ball all week.
He's not happy there. I don't know why he got so straight in on the shot. Will that go through those two balls?
I think it passes, doesn't it? He's just looking to see, but he's a bit awkward, left himself on to get on the 3.
The 3 ball might slide off the rail, but it's not for sure.
Oh, he's got to play this quickly.
Oh, he's got time. He can go off the 9 too. There you saw a good example of time management. He did a good job of it. Yeah, there's your slide.
As you said, That won't be doing that though, George, in a couple of days.
They still slide. That cloth has to get pretty warm for that not to slide in.
So much fun around these events. There's lots of players. What I love about these events, George, we mentioned it a little bit earlier about all the pros mixing in with the league players and the amateur players playing the state championships here, and you know, getting up close to them, having their picture taken, signing the autographs.
This is the perfect venue for this type of an event. I mean, you have the pros mixing with the amateurs, and you have quite a few of them here. Last year, I believe, was the biggest event Arizona had in their state championships, and I believe they've outdone themselves this year. I haven't seen the numbers, but from what I was seeing, they were real close to, if not already exceeded last year. So he's coming back for this 9.
Yeah, timed that beautifully. That.
Yeah, David's getting a little. You're going to see him really hone in on these shots and just tune into this table.
Yeah, you have to say the first set wasn't the normal David ALCAIDE. There was, as you said in the break, that yeah, there was no 2 racks. No one won 2 racks in a row.
2 racks in a row there, and here I think we're not going to see that this set. I think we're going to see a more settled David. I don't think he was unsettled. I just don't think the balls were breaking the way he'd like and things of this nature. So he wasn't that explosive, dominant player he normally shows to be. And Jeremy's kind of let him get away with a few things in where he hasn't been as focused as he maybe needs to be.
Well, I know we like to have a little joke with each other every now and then, and we come back and forth with a little bit of banter, but we are in your home town at the moment.
I have been in Tucson for a while.
I've brought my cue with me, and I heard that there's a nice little place that we can go and play a few sets maybe one night this week.
You talking about my living room? Or pool room, as I call it?
Pool room. I don't expect to be invited into your pool room. I haven't known you long enough
yet.
You
wanted to go out to Pockets.
I want to go to Pockets, exactly.
Good food.
So this time then, has the break gone well? I think
no.
It hasn't, has it?
No, the 7
can
balls
he
in
see
his
that?
way.
Is it in his way? He's coming round to have another look at it.
No, actually, I think he can see it. As I look at this a little closer,
yeah, he's looking at the angle. I think he's going for this. Boy, now
6 balls a little bit of a bother, but I think he's got this. Just has to come over and just avoid the 6.
We'll know before he does if it's in. It is in. It is in. It is in. You could see it. Great shot.
And then back and forth on this. Actually, they just try to slide this up and avoid the pocket, avoid the side pocket. Will he use outside, or he's using outside English? No, he didn't. He went to the inside.
Oh, and he's gone into the side pocket as well.
That's why I was watching his English real carefully, because if he wants to avoid the side, I would have avoided it on the lower side instead of the upper side. And he came straight across for it.
That pocket doesn't like him very much. It's the second time he's gone in the drinking over there.
Yeah, I was watching this cue ball, and I thought he was using outside, but it just didn't seem the case after watching the reaction.
I think he played it plain ball, didn't he?
Yeah.
So chance then for Jeremy. There you see the backhand, very open hand.
The worst David can do is get a shootout, so he won't lose if he loses his set. Jeremy, on the other hand, doesn't have that choice. He has to win this set to continue the match.
Yeah, well, you asked for it in our first match of the 2022 season, and we got it, didn't we? Will we get 2 in a row, will we?
Chris made, will we get 3 in a row? We'll see, but Chris made 3 of the spot shots in a row to win the set over Mickey Kraus. The Dane, the Great Dane, you call him. Yeah. And that was a tight match. There were 4 points difference in Fargo. This one, on the other hand, is 37 points in David's favor of Fargo.
Taya Shea, the teacher. You've got all the stats. I love listening to you.
I like numbers, and when they're readily available, they're easy to use. Numbers are almost like pictures. They tell stories.
You paint pictures with words, George.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound as sexy as your British accent. And all the words they use, like lovely. And,
Lovely. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be beautiful?
It is.
It is. Beautifully played. So,
A couple racks like this, and Jeremy will find his comfort level rising. This is a nice shot. This is a nice little shot. Just bring him to the rail and off, and he should be in good shape. Oh,
yeah, he's got a nice stroke now.
Flirted
A little bit with the side pocket there, but
that was just a little peck on the cheek.
Yeah, just a little mwah.
There we go. Up and running with Jeremy SEAMAN after winning the last game to tie it up at 1 in the second set after losing the first set 4-3. Jeremy to break the ball as they continue to exchange racks. They're just trading punches.
Yeah, notice there he's gone back to the center to break. He has been breaking from the side, not that time. And again, oh, I thought it was going to be dry, but the 4 ball got kicked in right at the last second.
Now will he cut this ball past the 8? He's looking at it.
Not sure it does pass it. He's got a very easy safety, or maybe he can play the carom on the 8.
Well,
Let's see.
I don't think there's an easy safety. You're, probably easier in the make, but it looks like he's going for it.
Oh,
he kissed off of it and it still went.
Wow, not often you see that, George, catching a
Not
ball
very,
like that.
but look what he did when he kissed that ball. He put the 8 ball right in the way of the 2.
I think he can slide this into the side, but then will he have a shot at the 3?
No.
Not really.
Unless he travels all the way around the world.
Yeah, risky. That pocket's looking big as well.
I kind of like banking that ball to the lower right-hand corner and just bring the cue ball back a little bit. It's a two-way shot.
Yeah, it's nice. Has he got a shot on the 3? Yes, I think he's held it. I think he's okay.
The angle I'm looking at makes it really tight, and the 7 ball looks to have the pocket blocked for the 3.
I think he's going for this. There you see it does go, but he didn't play it.
No, he played safe.
Wow.
He could have done a little bit better by getting that cue ball up on that 5-6.
Now, do you call this in the side? Try and flick it in the side.
Well, I would go rail first, and actually your flick in the side wouldn't be bad, because if he hits it real thin. It's going to slide up past the side pocket, and the cue ball is going to go to the upper right and probably get behind the 9. You'll probably end up with both balls up there. He's going to kick the long length of the tee. He's trying to kick this in.
Good effort. Good effort. It made it a big pocket, didn't it, with the 7 there? I think that's why he went that way.
And he went rail first intentionally to avoid that corner of the side pocket stopping the hit.
Meanwhile, Beda Awadi has taken the first set against Mika Immonen.
Mika's been playing very, very well.
Oh, nearly scratched there. Jeremy Seaman, very nearly scratched. He's ended up with not a bad shot on this 5, George.
Oh, it's what he needs. He wants to send us to a shootout. He's going to have to step up a little bit, even though he only lost by a game. And it was, they traded punches so much, but I still believe David outplayed him considerably, and he was fortunate to end up with the 4-3 score on the first set.
Very nicely played, well controlled. These short races.
Just a little stun shot here, and he'll get on the 7. Just got to make sure you execute. I think he's left the ball a little too close to the bottom rail. I think he'd want just a little steeper angle. It won't make too much difference, but he just has to make sure he makes this ball and stays away from the 10 ball.
Oh, you called it.
He got by,
he's
but
okay. He's
and
just
even on a
past it.
straight in shot, he's just almost a stop shot to get on the 9 in the side. So he didn't flirt with that too. It might look like he flirted with it, but he didn't. He wasn't flirting. He was just teasing us.
That's a nice stroke, if anything. Got into it just a little bit too much, but he's okay. And just looking outside the booth, Elvis is in the building. Not Presley, but Rodriguez.
Is that him talking to Jonas over there?
It is, yeah.
Okay. He was a late entry.
Yeah, we actually had a waiting list for this one, didn't we?
Oh, sure.
We had a couple of...
I like the latest entry that got in early this morning, or late last night.
Who's that, George?
Alex Pagaline.
The Lion.
Mm-hmm. Talking about, hello.
Can you believe that? You cannot be missing 10 balls like that.
That just confirms what you were talking about.
Well, he didn't seem to be too unhappy about it. Quite, knew he had a chance, and he's got another one now. Cannot let this one go begging, though. Must make this 10.
This is one of those shots that's kind of tricky. This is a shot a pro should make, but they don't have to make this shot. This is a tough shot. This is like a 3-foot putt in golf.
I like the way he's played that, though. Smooth, confident, and played it with, played the pot. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was one of these shots you line up, and you're going to hit just above center. You don't have to do anything funny with the cue ball. You don't have to go anywhere. Just pocket the ball.
Yeah, and the crowd's beginning to come in here. There's a guy sat in the front row with his arms folded. Is that what you call a 10-gallon hat?
Up on top of as you can see,
the
John
guy just
Raxaball
over there,
with his
look.
arms folded.
Yes.
He does have a big old cowboy hat. That's even bigger than the ones George Strait puts on.
You know who I thought it was when I first saw him? I thought it was Mike Massey. I know I love Mike Massey. Yeah. And there you see, look, we've got Jonas Salto. Who's that then?
Francisco Sanchez.
And the next one? exactly.
And I don't know the
And
gentleman.
I don't know who that guy is there, but he's got
And
a very nice
behind him
hairstyle.
Was Jovan Bustamante and Misko Fortunski. And we're back to the main table with David in this corner and Jeremy breaking the balls.
I think he's giving this one some, and he has. He's giving it a big bash.
This is beginning to have a shootout written all over it.
Well, it's dry.
But the gentleman
It's as dry as the
table
Arizona desert.
We're not going to be dry this week.
No?
No, we're expecting some rain, I think.
That will
Friday
make me
or
feel.
Saturday.
That will make me feel at home, George.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. No, not gloomy rain. We get good rains out here.
Oh,
Nice
that's a
shot.
beautiful shot. And nice.
Turn
Has he got
this
a shot?
gentleman loose,
Yes,
my
nice.
lord.
I like drawing into the 8 here, George.
It's there.
Just a little stun into the 8,
Only
hold
thing
for the
about-
3.
Only thing about going into the 8, if you don't hit it solid, there's a pocket up there it can slide off of.
Yeah, couldn't have played
See,
that
yeah,
better,
nope.
could he? Absolutely perfect. Controlled. And that was that shot we saw in the last match, remember, with Mickey Kraus. Do you remember that shot where he should have played the carom into the 8 and
He
didn't?
didn't. That's right.
And missed the 6 because he was awkward bridging. So it was really nicely played from David.
Looks like you can just go ahead and stop right there and then play the 5 in the side and move up for the 6. David's like me. He doesn't like side pockets. I don't like them either. I'd rather do this. Although the way that laid, there was nothing wrong with that. He could have just followed this up close to, about between the 5 and the side pocket and had a good shot. On the 6.
And we're going to see the Revo do its business here. Look, he's playing.
He's going to have to come back towards that 7 ball.
Oh, he's
went
gone
forward.
through,
Okay.
yeah. Moved the cue ball around with ease there, didn't he? Beautifully timed. No effort, just beautifully timed.
New Cloth has a way of letting you do those things.
I like catching the 10 here.
Oh, he's probably gonna go 2 rails. Yep.
Oh, he has gone 2 rounds, yeah.
Now it's just a matter of he can go around if he wants. I don't think he will. I think he just goes soft at this.
Just glides it in. Once again, we're going to be level, I think, George.
Well, that was the first time this match that someone won 2 games in a row when Jeremy won that 2nd game. But we could be, as you said, level or tied at 2. You know, I hear the word level, and we'll go to break after this 10 ball. Conquistador from Salamanca, Spain, David Alcaide, breaking the balls. Tied at 2, won the first set. He'd like to get 2 games and put this out of the way. Move on to his next match. Jeremy SEAMAN stepping to the table, wanting to send this to a shootout.
Yeah, David still maintaining that break from the side. No joy with it once again. And just to tell you what's coming up later on this table, we have a huge match for you. Albin Ocean will be playing Mario He, his fellow
partner from the World Cup.
Yeah,
World Cup of Pool.
Absolutely.
Both
2 Austrians.
Yeah.
And the Panda.
They travel across the world and end up playing each other. How do you like it? It's kind of like going to a tournament with your buddy and with your road partner, and you play yourself in you play each other in the first match.
I actually remember going away to play a snooker tournament. Me and my friend drove down there.
He's playing safe here.
Oh, he's played the bank. He's played the bank, and he's made the bank.
Yes, he has. I thought he was playing safe. I thought he was playing safe behind that 4-6.
Yeah, we drove 4 hours. We practiced all night together. Got up nice and early the next morning for the draw and ended up playing each other.
That happens a lot. Yeah, Jeremy likes to move his cue ball. What are you going to do with this 4 ball?
A little nod there as if to say, yeah, typical. I've finished dead straight.
Well, the thing is, he can just go ahead and pocket the 3 ball in the bottom left-hand corner because it'll slide right in. Stop the cue ball there and stop the cue ball behind the 6 for a safety.
Yeah. Well, can play the 4 just past the 6
I'm going to learn something here because I would have gone on the bottom side of this and stopped the cue ball there off the 4.
He's playing he's playing the 4-6 combo. He's called the 6, I think.
That's pretty.
That's pretty ambitious, isn't it?
If you lose the next 2 games, you're done. You're done this match.
Oh no, maybe he's banking it from behind, is he?
He
is played the 6. He has played it, and he's got it. I think he's got it.
That's pretty confident. Great shot. And
wow, David Alcaide having a right. Look at David Alcaide's face. He had a right old laugh there, and he can't believe he's played that shot.
Well, he's still at the table, and he's got a perfect shot to get on the 5 to come between the 10-7 with a cue ball. Go to the rail and come down. Just get it down. There you go.
Used all the pocket.
And the 8 does not go by the 9 on the right side, but it will go to the same pocket as the 7 or the side pocket. So
yeah, you don't want to go anywhere near the balls here, do you? Just keep it simple.
Just leave it there. Don't move a ball. I wouldn't touch a ball.
They all go, don't they? As one goes, it opens up the next one.
He can actually just stop it there, shoot the 8 in the side, or just come down a little bit and up. I don't think he has the angle to get back around for the 8 in the same pocket, so he's going to have to play it in the side. Well, he might have that angle. He did have that angle. Yeah,
look at that cue ball spinning.
It's not going to grab. It's not going to take off much.
No, it didn't, did it?
No, because it's new cloth. When you see the ball spin, those are the kind of shots that will just kind of ease off the rail. The spin won't grab.
Yeah, nothing. Just go the natural path.
Next week it'll grab real nice, but not right now.
We won't be here next week, George.
I understand. And he likes this 10 ball combo.
Why shoot 10 shots if he can only shoot 9?
Hey, if they're lined up that dead and you're that sure you're going to make the combo, is that 3-6 was something? The 4-6 was something else.
It was. So 2 really great combos there. Well, not great. The second one was a given, of course, but.
Yeah. But now Jeremy is on the hill. David is not.
Yep. So we could be seeing our second
shootout
shootout.
Number 2 and put that 30% just out of the picture, huh? Blow it. We're 2 for 2.
That was an interesting stat, wasn't it, that we learned last night?
We're tracking, and they've actually developed the score-keeping mechanisms that we use here. A little more sophisticated. They even have they're even tracking 10 balls on the break, and of course the shootouts. And interesting stat that we discovered last night was that about 30% of the matches go to a shootout.
Yeah, and
in
that's
the four events last year.
Yeah, and that stat that leads on from that is who won the shootouts, and invariably, or the majority were
Majority
won.
of the time, they didn't give us a percentage of that, but usually the higher rated Fargo won the shootout.
Yeah. So looking around, it's all go at the Arizona Open, and we've also got the Arizona State Championships going on.
Ranking from the side, the 4-ball just followed that 1 over to the side pocket. He's going to have a shot on the 1.
He has. And just a quick look around the table, George. This doesn't look too awkward. All the balls have a pocket. Just make sure you get yourself a shot on the 2, which he is going to have. And this is nice. 3-ball goes in, well, all the pockets. So choose any one from 6, George.
This looks good. It looks like the 3-ball goes to the side, and I would like to play that to the side. So it'll just kind of come back to where the cue ball is now.
Yeah.
In that vicinity.
Oh, he's missed it.
He missed the 10-ball kind of like along the same lines, and he's missed that one too. You know, at this level, you start missing shots like that, you're going to have a hard time winning matches.
Yeah, at this level, you don't get too many chances like that,
No,
and that was a golden opportunity.
Especially in these short races. I mean, look at that. He makes that ball, and the odds of his, you know, he could more than likely run out, of course. But instead, he's back to the table, but he's got a big kick shot.
Yeah, now he's sort of gone second favourite for this particular rack.
And see, this is the kind of angle that with new cloth is hard to measure because it spreads more than it normally does. It does not grab. Extension.
He's just called something. He's called it in the corner, I think.
Sure.
Referee John Lehman acknowledging it.
Even if he makes this ball, he's going to have a hard time with the 3.
You see the way you had the perfect view there of how it just slid off that rail, came off a lot wider, didn't it?
Yes,
but
it does.
It's okay, but I think he's going to have a similar shot after this particular shot, George.
Very similar. He's going to be looking exactly the same thing. He'll probably freeze him to the head rail. Oh, he wants it. No, he doesn't want to hit the 3. But he's tied up the 3.
Well, it still goes in the side, though.
It does.
And this is a similar shot that he had just now, and he missed the first one.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's going to miss this one. He'll pay a little more attention here. I'm pretty sure that last shot really got his attention.
Yeah, he'll be thinking to himself, right, don't do that again, smooth this in. And he's done exactly the same again.
Look at this, he's going to get behind the 7.
And look where he would have been had he have potted the 2. Well,
you know,
roles reversed, George. Look, now David has the same problem.
He's got the same kind of shot, but I was going to say he's got a bigger ball. He doesn't. He has to hit it up on top because he can't hit the bottom side of the 2. He'll scratch. He's got to hit the top side of it. And,
he'll be happy with that, I guess.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with this. But this does send the cue ball to the right area of the table for position on the 3. It's just a dead shot, just a little bit of low English, and he'll come over for it and avoid that upper right-hand corner. Take it out of play.
You're putting a little bit of English on this?
A little bit, just a little bit on the below center, just so it kind of travels to the middle of the table, towards the 7, instead of towards the pocket.
Wow, he's overdone it, has he?
No, he's
he's got it. Well, he played that beautifully. Played it exactly how you said.
Well, when I call shots, I usually call the shots that, you know, most pros would call. I'm not a pro, but, you know, I'm like Jeremy. I worked for a living my whole life.
Now then, 6, I think, does pass, but I don't see
He'll
why
play
you'd
it to the
need it
side.
to. Just play
He
it to
doesn't
the
need to,
side, yeah.
He'll play it. He can go 2 rails to the middle of the table to get on the 6. He can just put a little draw on this ball and go the 2 rails instead of going around the 10 and chancing that. Just like that.
Don't go too hard, though.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a bit closer to this, to be honest.
Yeah, he'd like to be right about where the head string is.
I think he's now got to come down and go back up again. Don't think he can draw back off this.
Well, see, that's the problem with playing side pocket shape, is if you don't get the right angle, you're going to have to run the cue ball around the table.
Yeah, and then, of course, makes
He's
the
got
pot
enough
more
angle.
difficult.
He's going to draw it all the way across the table and back. Just
wow,
like that. Yeah.
How nice did he hit that? Beautifully played. And you've got to say, he's played a little bit better this second set, and I think he deserves to go to a shootout.
He has, but those 2 misses were huge. Both were game winners, and it wins him the set.
Yeah.
And so he's got these 4 balls to send it to a shootout.
I bet he can't believe his luck after missing those two balls.
He's got to follow his 2 rails. He's got to go right towards his side pocket. He drew it.
Oh, this is a dodgy one now. Is he banking this, or is he cutting it down the rail, George?
He's not cutting that ball down.
No. Even Sky Woodward wouldn't cut this down, would he?
I would play it. I would play a 2-rail safety before I cut it down the rail. Try to leave it in the middle of the head. The head
It's
rail.
called a cross bank.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. This is a good. I hit this with a lot of right-hand English on the cue ball and try to hold it for the 9.
He's going to play it round the angles, George, I think. Takes him right over to the 9 if he gets it right, but he's missed the 8.
He's at the tough shot, but this is a shot David ALCAIDE has in his golf bag. He's got it in his pool case.
What have you got in your golf bag? Do you play golf?
I have 2 sets of golf clubs, and they haven't been touched in 9 years, in 10 years.
So the answer to that then is cobwebs, probably.
No, I dusted them off just recently. I redid the garage over the holidays.
So this then
ties it up.
To tie, yeah.
As he's got the 2 balls to tie up the set and keep his chance at winning it outright.
All of a sudden, a spring in the step of the Spaniard, and in it goes. We are hill, second set. ALCAIDE won the first set. Jeremy needs to win the next one, though, to force a shootout. And talking about shootouts, I know we had that little conversation, George. You've had many conversations about the correct way, or not the correct way, but the favoured way, shall we say, to play the 10 ball?
I don't know there's a favoured way to play it. I mean, there's a way that I like to play it, and it just so happened that in discussing it with Jeremy Jones, he likes to play it the same way. And so we were in agreement in how we would play it and what we thought was the, I guess you have to use the word, the best way to play it. But it's to each person's strength. Do you shoot your key shots with low English? Do you shoot it just above center? What works best for you? How do you apply your stroke to that shot? And we'll watch this gentleman apply his stroke to that 1 ball, 9 ball.
1 ball,
3
9
ball.
ball.
No, that's it. 2 balls on the break.
Any shot on the 2?
Nope.
No.
Jump shot.
And there you see the body language once again. I would be jumping this.
And this is part of the reason that they've traded games so often in this match so far. I mean, only 2 games that were won in a row was by Jeremy.
He's smiling again there because it's so many times he's had to push out.
That's right.
Today after the break.
His break has just not been in his favor.
He's tied the 3 ball up, so not a bad choice of shot there. So he's got an easy safety on here if he wants it.
Actually, it's a pretty tough safety from what I'm seeing, Mark. What do you describe as an easy safety?
I like hitting this more or less straight and carrying into the 10.
In it straight up.
Yeah, carry him into the 10 just like that. That's what I like.
that worked out pretty good. His
Yeah,
speed on
he's
the
left
two
an
ball
edge
was
though.
fantastic.
I think he's left an edge.
Yeah, but there's not much David can do with the cue ball. He's going to an open area on the table.
Can he get twice across behind the
7? Yeah, he's going to have to cut that very, very thin. It'll be a great hit if he does that.
Take the paint off it.
So he went into
He is. He's coming behind the 7. Is he going to make it? Oh,
no, that was a tough safety.
He's left the easy 2-5 then, but it's still the case of that 3 ball.
Yeah, well, with that 3 ball, I'd go ahead and just bank it. Bank it to the side pocket.
Just like that.
But he's actually in a position. Well, no, I was going to say he can go after it right here if he wants, but he's not sure about the 2 ball where that's going to go after it makes the 5.
Well, he's certainly got an angle on the 2 now to go anywhere he wants on the table. It's just where does he want to go? He's looking at the bank that you were talking about.
It's probably the highest percentage shot, in my opinion.
Don't forget, guys, to join us 5 p.m. tonight, Mountain Time. Is it Pacific Mountain Time, is it? What is it?
It's the same. No, Pacific is an hour behind us. So,
okay.
yeah, we're on Arizona time. It is Mountain Standard.
Okay, Mountain Standard, 5 p.m. Albin Ocean against Mario He. The great battle between the partners from the World Cup of Pool.
Yeah, he's got this, and his cue ball's perfect. There you go.
He's straightened it up, a little bit of speed. He's played it well. Hold on to your hats.
Not wearing one.
Remember the stats.
Remember?
We're going to a shootout. If he can make these last 4 balls.
4 balls for a shootout. And it's a 4-inning shootout, so what do those two have in common? Nothing. It just happens to be the number 4. I should have put something in my water.
That's a nice stroke there. Wants it to
Off the
come off the
rail.
rail a little bit, just to make it a little bit more
Yeah, 8
guaranteeable.
ball's in a good place.
Yeah, that's the good
8
thing,
ball's in
right?
a good place.
Hasn't got to do too much with the cue ball.
Not much work required here. If we get to that shootout, if he pockets these 3 balls, we'll take a little break and come back for the shootout, folks. We'll bring that to you live, of course. And this will be 2 shootouts in a row. Now, respect this shot quite a bit. He's missed 2 similar shots.
I've just spotted. Talking of spots, I've spotted Mike Page in the crowd over there from Fargo, of course.
Right here, we have quite a few people. But here we go. We'll be going to a shootout once he pockets this ball.
And it goes.
And we'll be back. we are back with a shootout between Jeremy SEAMAN and David ALCAIDE. David won the lag, so he will choose the side and whether to go first or not. The arrows that you're seeing on the screen in the graphics is where the cue ball will be placed and the 10-ball shot to the opposite corner. David has chosen to go first, and this is a 4-inning shootout. At the end of 4 innings, whoever is ahead will win the match. If they are tied, they go to a sudden death shootout, and the cue ball is positioned 1 diamond back, higher than what it is now. David starts out with a make.
A diamondback, that's a snake, isn't it?
A diamondback, that is a rattlesnake. I had one in my garage just recently.
I was just going to say, do you get them in Arizona?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and another thing about the shootout, of course, is the shot clock is still in operation.
Correct.
For that, and there's no extension.
No. You got 30 seconds to make that shot.
It's quick on the draw, quick on the draw.
Well, you're in the Wild West.
We are.
We're an hour's drive from Tombstone. You know where Tombstone is, right?
No.
You don't know where Tombstone is?
No.
My Lord.
And Jeremy makes that as well.
They both look good shooting the shot, too. They both look real solid.
Yep, smooth.
They were both
center of the pocket.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, that's where the cue ball goes if it goes to sudden death, where it's at right now, up on top there, in that 1 diamond square.
And maybe you can't see on your screens at home watching, but the arena is filling up all the way around now, and everyone gravitates towards this table for the shootouts.
Now from the left side for David.
And it goes.
See, he wraps it around where Jeremy goes ahead and hits the side rail and goes up towards the middle of the table. So we'll see how Jeremy shoots this one. But David has been real solid on both of his. You can tell he's been working on his shot. He knows exactly how he wants to shoot it.
And there you'll see.
There's your hat guy.
Yeah, there's the hat guy. And there you'll see John Lehman always placing the 10 ball with the white up, with the 10 up.
That way there's no aiming point on the 10 ball that they can take better aim at.
And straight in the heart of the pocket once again. And this guy has got a big heart. Waiting for the cue ball to come to a complete stop. It's like being on one of those scary roller coasters. Please wait until the rider's stopped, until it comes to a complete halt. But what do you think of that?
Well, the good thing about a pool table is you can see where it's going, and if there's no future of the ball scratching if there's a rail in the way. So you're not too scared if it's headed to the middle of the rail. But if it's going to a pocket, you're puckering. Oh, there's the first miss.
And when you're watching these players practice around the arenas and that, and the place is open from 8 a.m. in the morning till 12 midnight, and you often get the obviously the pros are in here practicing. You always see them dedicating now a part of their practice to this
every pro
particular.
In the practicing has shot a few of these every time. The ball is spotted where the 10 ball spots in the rack. As you can see, it's like about 3 or 4 inches behind the spot. And they both missed the third shot.
Wow. Now, we are basically in sudden death now, George.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever misses
They're
and
tied
whoever
at
pots,
2, and this is the 4th inning. As we saw in the last shootout, it was 2-1. So if he made the third one, his opponent didn't have to shoot it. But here we go. They're tied at 2, and we are in sudden death, basically.
Wow, he missed that by a long way.
Quite a bit.
Came right across it. A little bit of tension, maybe. So, if Jeremy makes this, he advances to the next round.
Now, this is how close this match has been. There's 37 points difference in Fargo. There was only 2 games won once by Jeremy SEAMAN. Everything else, they alternated racks. And they've done the same thing here with with the shootout.
Oh, David's already taken
both
his
made
glove
2 in a
off.
row.
He's already taken his glove off, David ALCAIDE.
And there it is.
And there it is for the handshake, the fist pump. Congratulations. We'll be back at 5. Albin Ocean against
we're
Mario
back at
He.
1.
Oh, 1 o'clock.
Mario He and Albin Ocean.